why are they just, why? You know, my thoughts could start going negative, or geez, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of sitting in line. I'm tired of the video crashing. You know, so you can see where my thoughts are going. You can totally see where my thoughts are going. My feelings are, you know, my heart's racing a little bit right now. My behaviors are like, I just want to get out of here. I just want to avoid the situation. I just want to get out. I just want to go. And so as I'm sitting here right now, I'm playing out cognitive behavioral therapy.
When this life gets a little tough, the people start to run. Well, don't you just walk away? That's when I'll say, well, don't give up.
Hey everyone in the Everyone Struggles group, it's me, Randy. Hey, I'm here at Chick-fil-A today, and just here like I always do at noon, here to answer your questions. Definitely, we're going to talk about cognitive behavioral therapy today, or CBT. I don't know if you can hear me. It's a little loud in here at Chick-fil-A. Hopefully you can hear me, but I want to talk about CBT and then answer your questions. So as we get people joining live here, I'm so glad that I get to be live at noon in the group today, because I know there's so many of you that we talk about different ways of managing struggles and those things, and so I'm so happy that well, you guys, the live feed just ended. I got to get back into the Everyone Struggles group. I mean, if we're going to do it live, we got to do it live, right? We can't just like have it drop off. If I can't connect with them live, I'll just talk to you guys about CBT for a little bit. We'll see what the phone's going to do here. So you guys hang with me. We're at Chick-fil-A today in Olathe. I love Chick-fil-A. I don't know about you guys, but every time I come here, it's popping. It's hopping. There's a lot going on here, if you can see around me here. My phone's still doing something here. See what it's doing? It's got the spinning wheel. Trouble when you go live. That's trouble. But we got backup. We got backup here. We got the camera. Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're having a good day here, wanting to do live. Let's just talk about cognitive behavioral therapy just a little bit. CBT. Have you guys heard of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy? I think it's a way of life myself. I use it every day in my own life. We're using it right now. I'm using it right now. Let me go back in. Hang tight. Maybe I'll play some music during this time. Cue the music, Randy. It says it's starting live video. Well guys, I'm not sure really what's going on with Facebook Live today. You guys know that every day at noon on a different social network, I try to go live and just engage and talk with people, talk about a topic that I come up with each day. Today's cognitive behavioral therapy, and then answer your questions. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the live, so here we go. Guys, I'm back in. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see if we can try this again. For all those that are joining, I'm at Chick-fil-A today. You guys see behind me here at Chick-fil-A. Okay, let's get back into it. So today I'm going to talk about cognitive behavioral therapy and then hopefully answer some of your questions. So I think about CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy is not like a treatment for those that are just in therapy. I think of it's a way of life. Right now, I'm doing some of the same skills that I would teach someone in therapy. I'm doing it right now. My thoughts are going, what is going on? What is going on? Just right now, it just disconnected. Okay. Well, guys, I couldn't depend on live today. What I'm talking about here, guys, is you guys becoming self-aware. You guys becoming self-aware, and you just being able to say to yourself, hey, what are my thoughts? What are my feelings? What are my behaviors? Thoughts, feelings, behaviors. Aldo Pucci, there's a great book that he puts out. It's not glamorous. I mean, it's not pretty. It's got like a weed growing out of a rock as its cover, and it's like yellow, and I don't know, but it's not pretty. But it's very simple. He makes it so easy to kind of follow it. So Aldo Pucci, The Client's Guide to Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. I think it's a great book. Okay. Hey guys, I wasn't able to engage on our Everyone Struggles group, but what I would encourage you to do is go to Facebook and go and search Everyone Struggles, and you'll see that there's a closed group. Go to that group. I think it's a fantastic group. I post resources in there every day. I try to get conversation going in there. That group's all about just understanding that we all struggle. Get it? Everyone struggles. That we all struggle. Some of it, definitely we all struggle differently, right? Some of us struggle more than others, but we all struggle, okay? So that's a great group of just not only posting resources, but trying to get some conversation going on a daily basis. So I would encourage you to do that. Well, guys, I've been throwing a curveball here, planning to do live, but now, hey, come on through. Good morning, good afternoon. It's a little after 12 o'clock. This is the start of the show today. I was doing some editing of the vlog today, and man, I'll tell you what are we on now? We're on 16 now. This is episode 16. You guys are gonna like 15. You should go check out 15. I was at the plaza. I'm still editing it, and what I'm doing is I'm really focused on getting into the editing. I'm having fun with that. So you guys go check out 15. I was at the plaza, talked about the 5-second rule and how you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then do something, right? And Mel Robbins, if you've heard of Mel Robbins, she does the 5-second rule. So you guys go check out 15. But anyway, thought about doing the show here at Chick-fil-A live. I've got some other stuff. I've got to actually go back to the office and do some more of that editing. Get that show from yesterday out. I've got to do that. You know, the stuff that I talk about every day, the phone calls, emails, social media, you know, all that stuff. I had a couple client sessions this morning. I wish you guys could really go on, I wish you could be in those sessions with me. I mean, obviously you can't because of confidentiality, but there's some great conversation that goes on within those sessions, some fantastic progress. When I talk about cognitive behavioral therapy, that's what we do. And you go from, you know, someone really struggling to someone becoming more self-aware by building these skills, and it's fantastic to watch. Obviously, not all the client sessions go smoothly, but if you have a plan and you have a way of getting, you know, linking session to session, then I think it's fantastic. I just really enjoy that so much. So I'll have to talk just in general terms about things outside of those client sessions. So anyway, hope you guys are doing super well. I got to get back to the office. I got to finish episode 15. Guys, I just met Corey the trainer here. I want to give him a big shout out. Tell us your YouTube channel.
Hey guys, just came in for lunch and I saw the camera and I asked if he was YouTubing and he said yes, and so we started a conversation. And my channel, I'm a personal trainer and I have a gym, and my channel is Corey the Trainer or Corey Adams, one of the two, which will help you find me. And feel free to check it out, and if you like it, give it a big old like or subscribe or something.
So I thought I would just try to connect with Facebook Live, our Everyone Struggles group, one more time. Man, the service, the connection is not good. Let's see if we got this. Hey group, how are you? Golly, I was in Facebook, jeez. I was in Chick-fil-A, and it was horrible service. It got cut off. I apologize for that. I'm in the car now, and would love to talk to you a little bit about CBT. One of my favorite things to talk about. Cognitive behavioral therapy is my way of life. Have you guys been to the late to Chick-fil-A? I'm in line right now, and I probably will sit here for 3, 4, 5, 6, however many minutes. I've sat here a long time before, and my thoughts could, cognitive behavioral therapy is all about your thoughts. So what are you thinking? What are you feeling? And what are you doing? And I could start thinking, geez, why couldn't they just get another exit? I can't, why are they just, why? My thoughts could start going negative, or geez, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of sitting in line. I'm tired of the video crashing. So you can see where my thoughts are going. You can totally see where my thoughts are going. My feelings are, my heart's racing a little bit right now. My behaviors are like, I just want to get out of here. I just want to avoid the situation. I just want to get out. I just want to go. And so as I'm sitting here right now, I'm playing out cognitive behavioral therapy, or I'm playing out CBT, right? I'm playing it out in everyday life, just trying to leave Chick-fil-A. Wow, there's kind of lots of traffic here. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. People are going in front of me, they're going behind me. It's a way of life, guys. So I don't know what you've got going on in your everyday life, but I would really encourage you to think about your thoughts. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What's going on your side of your body, and what do you do? So again, look at CBT. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day. I love engaging the group. You guys in the comments after the videos ended, you guys, let's keep this conversation going. Keep the conversation going. Have you ever participated in cognitive behavioral therapy? Do you have trouble with your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors? Let's just have some conversation. All right, guys. Sorry about the epic failures before with Facebook Live crashing. You guys take good care. I'll be in the group sometime soon. You'll have to go boop on the show. You'll be like, okay, we're over.
Hey,
So
how are you?
Okay,
Hey, just sitting here trying to get episode 15 out. You guys, any of you editors out there, check out this. This is a heck of a day. Let me show you something here. Hey, how are you doing?
really boring. Either you're probably going to drop off the video at that point, you're going to be like,
It's a great day when, boy, I'm really, I'm hydrated today. Look at all that.
I'm intentionally choosing not to show you some of that
Yeah,
stuff.
this is the behind the scenes of the editing that I'm doing here.
Confidential, and
Just in case you had questions about
this stuff.
how to edit.
Fun stuff. This is the fun stuff, guys. This is the fun stuff. I really enjoy this. Third day. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hope you guys are doing super well. I'm gonna get back to editing this. Hopefully I get this out before the afternoon's over.
You guys saw it. I just got finished editing, and now that episode 15 is rendering, I'm on my way to see clients tonight, so I didn't get to upload it. So it's gonna be late. It's gonna be about 9 p.m. before I get it uploaded to YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. But it is, for all 15 episodes, it is the best one yet. And I really spent a lot of time editing this one. I think hopefully you're gonna like it. I hope that you're gonna like it, but it'll be up
So 9 p.m. I just got finished editing of that, but here we are. We're our episode 16. Here we go. We Chick-fil-A today. The live Facebook Live. You know, one of the cool things is that over time, what I'm ultimately wanting to do is not only do I want to show you just the ins and outs of my day, because I think maybe people don't really understand what a community-based therapist is. You know, people have known what traditional office-based therapy, but community-based, what does that all involve? So I think that that's kind of interesting, and I don't know if you think it's interesting, but I think it's interesting, and so I love to tell you about just my day-to-day activity as a community-based therapist. But I also, part of the show, because it is called the Ask Midwest Anxiety Show, it is to get you involved. That's really a big part of the show, is to get you involved. So Tara Asher, Tara posted something on Facebook, and she asked me a question. Thank you so much, Tara. Tara gets a big fist bump. She's the first one to ask a question. I really appreciate it. And she just says, Randy, how do parents address anxiety or fear over children joining a new activity or even parties? So this is a fantastic question. And you know, this is a lot about what I talk with about parents. So how I'm understanding this question is, how do parents overcome their anxiety, not their children? Well, I think this question's got a couple parts to it. So I'm going to address a couple parts to this. So first things first is that we've got to understand that the child's anxiety doesn't necessarily have to be the parent's anxiety. Let me say that again, that the child's anxiety doesn't have to be the parent's anxiety, that your child can be anxious and that you don't have to be anxious. We do a class called Anxious Kids Equals Anxious Parents, and I do that because oftentimes when I'm seeing someone, when I'm talking to someone, if their child is anxious, then they're anxious, right? They start anticipating what's going on, and this question has to do with, looks like joining new activities. So, oh my gosh, how's, you know, Sally gonna do today at the party? Oh, I don't know, let me try to help her. So I think the first things first is your child's anxiety is your child's anxiety. Your child has to build skills to work through his or her anxiety. That the more that you do for him or her, your child, the less she, your child's gonna do, and overall, the less skills they're gonna build. So one of the best things that you can do for your child to help them build skills is to really start to disengage from helping them as much as you do. Let me say that again, because a lot of parents I work with, really, the light bulb goes off, but it's a struggle because it's more convenient and comfortable just to help them, right? It's more convenient and comfortable. So the first part of this question is your child has to develop skills. That your child doesn't develop the skills through you, the child develops his or her own skills, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing as a parent, I would say, is that you have to determine when your child gets anxious and you're not necessarily helping him or her through the situation. I mean, I think you could support your child in a way where you help your child potentially problem solve this. And problem solve means, it doesn't mean fix it. It means asking questions to try to draw answers from them. And in school, we call this Socratic questioning, right? You ask them questions and they give you an answer, and then based off of their answer, then you ask the next question, right? So with that being said, you're gonna lead them to hopefully them working through the situation. And at the end, what you could do is you could say, hey, okay, well, here's like a couple different options. Which one would you like to choose, right? So maybe you lead them through kind of a conversation, and then there's some expectations around a couple different options, and then you let them choose that option. But if they choose the one where they're avoiding the anxiety, oh, I don't want to go to that party, or whatever else, at some point you have to start creating expectations for them. And not only creating expectations, and you know, some of you parents that have heard this before, this is the tough part, creating those expectations, and then when things don't go right, continue to follow those expectations. How you're parenting your child is not for today, it's for the long, it's a long game, it's not a short game. The more you give in today, the more that it reinforces it, and the more that this keeps coming up and up and up and up, okay? So you as a parent, when you create expectations for your child, you've got to follow through with them. Now, here's the thing about all this, guys, is that when you go to a party or an activity or something else like that, your child's presenting with certain anxiety, okay? And when your child's presenting with anxiety, if it would be separation anxiety or social anxiety, you are tied into that anxiety. That's the struggle, you're tied into it. So how do you separate yourself from it is a key. And, you know, without me trying to say, you know, well, it's going to take me to do it, I think that there has to be a way that you drive a wedge between you and your child, okay? Is this making sense? Yeah, so I was like, I had to cut off the video from...
Turn at East Lincoln Lane, then turn left onto East Main Street.
I had to cut off the video for a minute because I started thinking, am I going to the right house? So I was actually going to a later appointment tonight. So I had to get right with where I was going. Okay, so I am now turn around and we're headed to the right house. So as I was saying, I think part of it is that the parents have to understand that the child...
Turn left onto East Main Street.
Let me turn this off. All right. That the parent has to decide that the child's anxiety is not his or her anxiety, right? I think that's the first step. We're going to encourage your child to develop some skills, and with those skills we're going to challenge, from a cognitive behavioral perspective, we're going to challenge thoughts, feelings, and behavior. Oh, I just thought of another thing. We're thinking about activities and that kind of stuff. You know, I think one thing that you can do now, you got to be careful with this because I certainly don't know all your situations, but let me give you something that I do, and you just kind of have to be careful with how much you push this. Depending on what the social situation is, it's really hard to determine. You know, it would be better if you have a social situation that's kind of longer term, where it might be like soccer or something like that, or sport, where basically you say you have a timeline. And I guess I'm talking about more about the parent leaving the child, because oftentimes what I see and hear is that when there's an activity, a new activity or social situation, that the child wants the parent to stay there. So I'm kind of reading into this a little bit, Tara, if this is what you're asking about. But if the parent's staying there at the activity longer than what other parents are staying there, then what you would do is you would engage your child in a conversation of a timeline. You would say, okay, I would like for me to be gone from your practice. Sorry guys, I'm adjusting the camera just a little bit here. I would like to be gone by, this is the date where I'm not going to stay at your practice. I'm going to leave at the beginning, right? So let's say it's 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, whatever. Then you engage your child in a conversation. Well, how long do you want me? So if I've been staying the whole time, when can I leave your practice? So can I leave, you know, do I stay there like 45 minutes? If it's a 60-minute practice, do I stay 45 minutes from this date to this date? And then the next step is the next dates, you know, so maybe I stay for 2 practices, we're at 45 minutes, and then I gradually back it up to 2 practices at, you know, 20 minutes, and then 2 practices at 5 minutes, and then you know, then the practices after that you're gone. You've got to give your child a date that you want to be gone. You got to set the expectation for them, And then after you set the expectation, allow your child to determine kind of what the sequence of the gradual disengagement would be, because ultimately we want your child involved and engaged in this process. The more they're fighting against you, obviously, you know, the more difficult it is. So hopefully, I was just thinking about that, hopefully that helps. You guys might be interesting in what I do in between client sessions. It's a little bit of a difficult situation because it takes a little time, but I thought I would show you how I put the camera in the car. So there's a red strap here and there's a red strap over here. What I do is I take the camera and I set it up here, and there's a red towel here which helps me not only stabilize it, but it helps me with the camera from sliding around. So I take that strap there and I put that strap there, and these are just rubber bands that I made to fit the camera. And now I've got this around there so the camera's not sliding around. The only thing that I have to watch sometimes is the camera likes to move on me a little bit, and so I put it up against this stand that I got there. Now I'm able to, there is a automatic focus that I gotta make sure that's always on so I get a nice picture. And then back here, I always forget to turn on the microphone. There's a switch back here. This is an external mic that I've got to turn on to make sure that I get everything, so I get sound to the camera. And so now I'm ready to go. So you can see that takes me a little bit of time, and certainly after I'm running late to an appointment like I usually am, like 6:38 now, right? It takes me a while, so I've got to put that up there. But now I can talk to you, and I think we're ready to rock and roll. So let's do this. Well, that finishes up another day. It's about 10:30 now, and wow, pretty cool day. Really hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you got some out of talking about CBT and just being able to be mindful of your thoughts and your feelings and your behaviors, and just understanding that you can't necessarily control the environment, but you can control yourself within the environment. So I really hope you got something out of that. And then, certainly our other discussions, Tara asked a question, and she asked about the, when does a parent, how does a parent know how to manage his or her child's anxiety? And like I said earlier, it's not about the child. It's the child has to develop those skills, and as a way of developing those skills, the parent develops his or her own skills, and both the parent and the child have to develop their skills separately. So I hope you guys are getting something out of this. I really enjoy it. Not only am I enjoying filming it, but I'm starting to really enjoy the editing part of it. That seems to be really fun, and it's starting to creatively, my mind's just thinking about ways to edit it. So I would like for you to continue to put your comments below the video. Tell me what you like about the show. Tell me some things maybe to change up a little bit. I know episode 15 went 23 minutes, and I said 15 minutes. I got to find a way to cut down these where they're not so long. But I do appreciate that you're watching, and I appreciate that you guys are engaging in comments, and I've heard some great comments today, which I really appreciate. So you guys, anyway, until tomorrow, take good care.